This is Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle, Inner Circle Podcast. Welcome, everybody. I am Amy Geddes, and I am here with Shirley Martin. Shirley is an interview that we have been looking forward to for some time now because Shirley is a legend at Burn the Fat. Okay, for those of you that don't know her, and honestly, this is kind of my introduction to you because I've seen your pictures. I have listened to one of your other interviews and I've read things, and I'm actually fairly new to Burn the Fat. I've been around, but not hyperactively involved. And so
Excellent.
There are people who have been in the inner circle for a long time who know you, know of you, and they followed your progress and they're already amazed. And there are a lot of new people. Every week I see new people added to the group on Facebook or wherever. And so that tells me that there are lots of people that don't know just how amazing your story is. So, Shirley, why don't you introduce yourself and let people know who you are?
All right. Well, as we like to say in the inner circle, Amy, and thank you so much for taking this time today. I am 63 years young. We have a mindset in the inner circle for younger next year. This is where we go. This is where we're headed.
Yes.
Younger next year, we're going to have to feel better, right? Every year. And I have been a member of the inner circle since 2015.
Wow.
I started at the 11th hour, got an email from Tom that said, you've got 1 hour to get in and join. And I had no idea what I was doing. Jumped in and won top 10 that first summer, which is super, super fun. I'm married to the most patient man alive. We have 3 children, twin sons who are 36. Our daughter's 32. They're all happily married. And my husband and I take care of 3 of our grandchildren 2 days a week, ages 1, 3, and just turned 6. Keeps us hopping, doesn't it? And we're expecting our fourth grandchild later this year. Our daughter's getting ready to have her first. So we're very, very blessed, very excited. I was raised in a military family. I've been around the world, traveled a lot. We have family all over the globe. And I love get to know people. And the inner circle has just been a tremendous place for me to flourish and learn and get younger next year.
Oh, I love that idea. Get younger next year. That's my goal. I just always say I refuse to grow up. I'm not going to get older.
That's right.
I'm not going to do that.
That's
but
right.
Sometimes when my kids want to do handstand contests, I'm reminded that maybe it's okay.
Oh, you can
to leave a few
absolutely do
activities.
that. You can do that. I absolutely believe in you. Come on, let's get our strength training done, Amy. We can get that done. That's a great goal.
I just get so dizzy after. That's the problem.
Oh,
no I love strength training.
Yes, I know.
What was that?
Take it slow. Start slowly.
It's slow.
You don't have
to
to do
I'm
it
not
right.
ready for handstand push-ups.
Do it right the first time. That's right. That's right. That's right.
My daughter can do them. Go, girl.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's just so exciting. So a lot of people may see your latest photos and they would never know that you were ever overweight or out of shape. So paint a picture for me of what your life looked like before Burn the Fat, before you decided to make some changes for the better in your life and get a year younger. Because I would say every picture that I've seen of you, you look younger. And I just want to share those pictures really fast, if that's okay.
Oh, sure.
This is your first one, right? This is your first challenge. And look at that.
That was not the first challenge, actually. That was the first time I won Most Ripped. My first challenge, I look like I'm about 9 months pregnant in my before photos, so I didn't send those to you.
I think I have seen them, though. And because I was more blown away by those to even this, because this was your after picture. Or close to it.
The yellow bikini is the after for that first summer I won Most Ripped, and I had been working out for 15 straight months at that point, 5 straight challenges.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, but this first one, you look pretty good.
Yes, the
And
before
this is
photos. Yeah.
basically your after of your very first one.
Um, no, the very first challenge, yeah, I might be pretty similar to that. Pretty similar.
Uh-huh.
I could pull it up for you and screen share maybe, but I'd have to kind of find it. Um,
It's okay. I'm just saying, I think I saw your very first one. And
yeah,
then where you got to after that first one was great.
yes,
But now when
yes,
you got this most ripped award, it,
yeah.
it blows my mind because I'm still trying to get there. I'm like, I
Go
want
through the
to get ripped.
side
I
views.
just want to
Keep
see my
going.
arms.
One more. That's the back view, and
So
then
great.
go one more, and then you'll
Look at these
see.
shoulders. Those are
Yeah,
cut.
that was
That
fun.
looks
That
so
was really
good.
fun. There we go.
Look at you,
That was
girl.
the third most ripped, the
This.
teal bikini on the right there. That's
Uh-huh.
really, really fun.
This.
Yeah,
These are what we're
yeah,
trying
those
for.
are
But I mean,
those
even
are
here, you
fun.
already started out ripped and you
I
just
was
got more
thin.
ripped.
Yeah, I was definitely thin, and I had been working out. But the continuation of the building
That
the
looks
muscle,
so
that
good.
that
Look at that
teal,
bicep right there. Ugh.
um, yeah, that was really fun.
And your forearms.
14%. Yep, forearms were working. Tom's methods are phenomenal. And this is, you're looking at the woman who would have been voted never will set foot in a gym.
Oh my
So
goodness.
to be here with these results from his program is really, really triple amazing for someone like me. I'm a CPA, I'm an introvert. Go to work out? Are you kidding? No, let me just have my little calculator and I'll sit over here by myself. But this is just been an amazing opportunity and an amazing experience to test his program and to really understand how valid it is, how phenomenal it is. It is the
Yeah.
answer to what I was looking for, and I looked a long, long time for something that would work and that I could sustain. Because
Right.
most things I tried before would last 6 weeks, maybe 3 months, and then I would just
Hmm.
fall right back into my old habits. But I had
Because who
lots.
doesn't want to snack on a bag of marshmallows at 10 o'clock at night? I mean,
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
never do that.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure you
I
don't.
I mean,
No.
I've never just dug in and eaten the whole thing along with a bag of chocolate chips. I mean,
No. Let's go for the ice cream after that, shall we?
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I came in to
Oh,
burn the fat with a lot of health issues.
uh-huh.
I was really very sick, and I had started having back trouble when I was 21, where I couldn't get
Oh,
out of bed because the pain was searing. Years of chiropractic in my 30s, my metabolism went missing, and I started just gaining weight mysteriously. No changes in my
that's so
diet, no
strange.
changes in my activity levels, just gaining weight. And then in my 40s, I was finally diagnosed with thyroid issues, and I had
Mm,
hypothyroidism, which is uncontrolled weight gain and
mm-hmm.
fatigue. And lucky me, it then morphed into hyperthyroidism, which has uncontrolled weight loss, which sounds good, but comes with an inability to sleep and
Mm-hmm.
severe risk of big damage to your internal organs, like your heart.
Mm.
So that was in my 40s, and then in
One
the
second,
yeah,
just to clarify.
yes,
So you started with hyperthyroid or hypo?
hypo, which is where
And
you
now you
gain
have
weight.
hyper?
And then it morphed into hyper. And in
Okay.
order to fix that, I decided to drink the radioactive iodine, which I really, really regret. But it was the only way
Oh.
to stop that progress in my body, short of surgery. And then the weight started gradually coming back.
Mm.
But at least I began to sleep again, and have some refreshment there. And I will tell you that the first summer in 2015, when I placed in the top 10 with Tom's methods, I did really, really well. I burned 25 pounds of fat and gained some muscle. And then I did what a lot of people do, and I kind of fell off the wagon and I went missing. And I was embarrassed to try to come back. I had gained the weight back. And so
Right. All of it?
2017, pretty much,
Okay. Wait,
And
so
the
25
25
pounds.
pounds. And at
Okay.
my heaviest, Amy, I was about 220 pounds right before the, uh, the the time I joined the inner circle. And I'm 5'9", so I have a lot of acreage where I can spread that around. It's not
That would
like
be so
you.
nice.
You're
I'm
petite.
4'11".
I know,
I
darling.
get
You're so precious and petite.
I get 1,200 calories a day. It like makes me cry every time I think about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Petite
it.
ladies have a very, very special challenge. You do have a very special road to have
It's
to
just
walk.
it's great. But
So when you're 5'9",
5'9".
I could carry the 220 a little bit, but the doctor called me obese. I was highly
Mm.
offended and in denial.
Well,
So
nobody wants to be called that.
no,
Everybody wants to look around and say, "Well, I don't look much different than
I don't
anybody
look
else out
that
there."
bad. And that's part of the problem, because I think in our world today, unless you're in a third world country where there's not enough food, people really are, we're carrying way too much fat. We're way overweight
Yeah.
as a populace. So I came into the challenge in 2017, um, swallowing my pride, coming back in, revisiting the same 25 pounds, and that was the start of my 15-month endeavor and 5 challenges, and it led to the first most ripped. Well, 2 weeks into that challenge, I got a phone call from a big medical center that said, you have an aneurysm. And it's an
How did you know?
ascending. I had a CAT scan. I had a calcium score CAT scan, which, by the way, came back really, 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 really nice. That was a good score. But they found, as an ancillary result of that scan, they found this aneurysm. And it's an ascending aortic aneurysm. It's very
I don't
scary.
know what that means.
The nickname of an aneurysm, really, they call it the silent killer, because most
Okay.
people don't know that they have this aneurysm in their body until,
Mm.
for lack of a better phrase, they drop dead one day, because the blood vessel is very thin and it will rupture and you basically bleed internally. So
Mm-hmm.
it can be pretty frightening. And I found this out 2 weeks into this 2017 summer challenge, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? And the doctor was no help. I said, well, what am I supposed to do? She said, come back in 6 months. That's the protocol. We're going to do another CAT scan with contrast. And I said, that's not helpful. It's not helpful.
Wait, so where was the aneurysm? Where in your
It's
body?
around my heart. It's an
Oh, okay.
aortic. It's around my heart.
Oh.
Um, so I dealt with 3 days of wrestling fear,
Mm-hmm.
because it's pretty frightening, and
Yeah.
got no help from the doctor. And I decided I would reach out to someone in the inner circle. And I said, I am the world's worst internet searcher. I am finding no help. Can you help me? And this marvelous man sent me 3 links that probably anybody could find on the internet. Inner Circle is not there to provide medical advice, but I just needed some resources. And
Mm-hmm.
this was one of many examples of this Inner Circle community that has honestly saved my life in many, many
Yeah.
ways. And so I looked at those resources, and they said, well, you cannot do any high intensity interval training. That was a no. You
Hmm.
cannot do any push to fail, which, if you're lifting weights, pushing to fail means you go until that last rep is killer and you can't do it anymore. I
Yeah.
wasn't able to do that, and that's really good for muscle building. So I couldn't do that. And I looked at all of the things that I couldn't do and thought, well, what am I going to do? What can I do? And I went to Tom's exercise index, looked for a couple
Mm-hmm.
of ab exercises, found some help, sent him a private message. He helped me with some ideas. And
Hmm.
that's how I began my journey after I got that diagnosis. And I had to move very carefully. I could not just jump in. A lot of people will jump in feet first, they'll work really, really hard, and they get great results. I had to go more gradually. I had to go
Mm-hmm.
slowly. I had to be careful. And so, getting that wonderful support from the inner circle made all the difference for me. And
Mm-hmm.
I burned to 25 pounds that summer, and I just kept going until I eventually burned 75 pounds of fat. And according to the body
Wow.
fat methods, I gained 5 pounds of muscle. And this is just phenomenal. It's really amazing. When you look at my health before, I was constantly fending off offers from my doctor for blood pressure and cholesterol medicine. I didn't want to take it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
knew that if I could just get the right nutrition and exercise, that I could take care of it. And this is what happened
Mm-hmm.
with Burn the Fat. So the other very cool thing is that I was on a bioidentical thyroid prescription. I didn't want the
Mm-hmm.
synthetic. And about 7 or 8 weeks into that same summer challenge, I started feeling as though something was a little off. So I opted to take myself off that prescription for thyroid, and I haven't missed it. Never went back.
Wow. And
Never
your levels have stayed
stayed
normal.
fine. They're fine. So that's a testimony of this lifestyle and
Mm-hmm.
being consistent with it and understanding the benefit of resistance training, proper nutrition, and just enough cardio to get the
Just enough
fat burned
cardio.
too. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need you to unlock your secrets to me because,
All right.
well, it's funny because when I first found Burn the Fat, I'd been going to the gym for a couple years. We joined in 2018. I had never gone to the gym before that. I was always active as a choreographer, a dancer,
Great.
performer, those kinds of things. Um,
I've seen
those
your
of you
work.
listening know that I'm a singer.
Good.
I'm a
Yes.
performer. I love to be, I mean,
Yes.
that's why I'm here, I guess. But anyway,
Thankfully.
um, but but I would go to the gym, and I was about a year after my fourth kid, and
Mm-hmm.
so I was kind of at the point where I could start like, okay, I could take him to the daycare. I just needed something new,
Right.
and I'd struggled with anxiety and depression, some
Mm-hmm.
of those things,
Yeah, me
and
too.
yeah, I mean, I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
medicines. They're so good. They just work so good for me. But, but anyway, but I started going, and it was around 2020 when my husband, had put on weight. He'd started putting on weight for a few years, and I
Yeah.
wasn't at my best. I didn't think I actually needed to lose any weight, but I
Right.
wanted to be in better shape.
Right.
And at 4'11", I was clocking in at like 109, which is kind of high for my size.
Really?
Ideally,
Oh
ideally, I
my.
would like to be 98. I'm about 10. I've been back and forth between 103, 104 these days. And
Oh my goodness. Well, I weighed twice as much as you did. I
yeah,
could
but
be
you're
280.
you're like 10 inches taller than me. And
Oh,
so there's a difference there. But
oh.
I would look at these people at the gym, and
Hmm.
I said, I see the same people here every day.
Hmm.
You people look the same
Right.
every day,
Right.
and you people are doing something different. What are you
Hmm.
doing? And
Hmm.
I talked to one of the spin class teachers,
Right.
and she looked so good. I was like, I want to look like you one day. You look
Hmm.
great.
Hmm.
And I'm not one for belly rings, but I was like, if I had your stomach, I might consider it. I mean, that's not me. I'm not one to show. I can't even put
I
pictures of myself in a
understand.
bikini online. But even still, I thought she's doing something different. And she said, come and weight train with me. After
Hmm.
this class, I'm gonna
Hmm.
lift weights. And
Hmm.
so she showed me a few things, and it got me thinking, okay, the women that look good are the ones lifting weights. Well, that must be part
Hmm.
of it. And I
Hmm.
talked to another one of the trainers, but the trainers at my gym, they didn't look very fit either. So I didn't want to train with one of them. And I
Yeah.
said, I'm not going to pay
No.
you. Like, you don't even do this.
Right.
How are you going
No.
to get me there?
No.
And, one of the other ones said, it's all in what you eat. It's all about
Yeah.
your nutrition. And
Essential.
so there was another piece of the puzzle. So I started
Yes.
looking. I said, I want to train like a bodybuilder. And
Hmm.
that's what led me to Tom. That's what led
Right.
me to the thing. And I've read other people's books, and they basically say similar things, except they say, learn how to eat right, train right, and supplement. you
Oh.
know,
Hmm.
and they are
Now,
happy to offer you a whole line of very expensive
oh
things,
yes,
which
right.
I did buy
Tom does
into at
not.
one point, and then I realized they were like the Caltine bars on Mean Girls. They just make you hungrier, and so or make you gain weight. So anyway, I don't do
Yes,
those anymore. But now I got sidetracked. I was asking you something. Oh,
about the
how when
gym
you
and
when you found it, I want to know your specific training routine. If you had to go slow, and you got as ripped as you
Yes.
did,
Right.
I'm still trying to find that. Like we
Yes.
were talking about your shoulders, your deltoids. I think
Yes.
I must be overdoing on the cardio or something. And I'm
Okay.
always trying to outrun the fork because I get 1,200 calories a day. I'm like, if I can just work out hard
Yes.
enough, I can have enough of a deficit to do something here. And I can still enjoy life. I can eat,
I hear you.
my
I hear
marshmallows.
you.
So tell
Well,
me
I'll
about
tell you,
that, how that works for
I
you.
got a great compliment at some point in the process. Hey, you got great delts. I'm like, where are my delts? I don't know where they are. You know. So I was a complete novice. Complete novice. I actually did get the gift from my husband of a personal trainer at a gym because I was petrified of working out in the gym. Just thought, oh
Yeah.
no, I know. I don't even know how to sit. Am I sitting properly? I don't know how to use the equipment. So we did
Yeah.
that for a while, but I'll tell you, I never lost more than 10 pounds with the personal trainer, and she was phenomenal.
Mhm.
She was great. But like you learned, she would ask me how my food is going, and she would keep saying, "How about the spin studio?" And I'm like, "No, no." So what I started with Tom was the TMB 28 program. It's the new body.
Mhm.
It's 4 days a week. It's 2 days of upper body, 2 days of lower body. And this is the hilarious part for me. Uh, you have a portion of the upper body that's metabolically oriented, where you're going to do a little
Mhm.
bit lighter weights and higher reps, and then you have a strength version of the lower body and also upper body, where you have a little heavier weight and lower reps. Well, Shirley must not have printed out the right thing, and all I was doing was the metabolic version. And I got to the end of a couple challenges and thought, oh my goodness, what a ding dong. I have just been doing the metabolic piece. But look, it worked, you
It
know.
worked.
So this is how funny it can actually get. I'm not an accomplished bodybuilder, but one of my mental goals was, because I paid attention to what Tom says about mind training,
Mhm.
was I am so happy and excited that I am a bodybuilder. And I would roll over laughing every time I would read that. But it gets in your head, and
Yes.
eventually you latch onto that and it becomes part of who you are. And it's
Mhm.
part of your training. And then you start really lifting like a bodybuilder. You take it seriously. And so this is all part of what Tom's program offers, is the
Mhm.
mindset component that no one else taught me. And
Mhm.
this is essential. It's critical. So I started with the TNB 28 program, which is one of his very, very popular ones. Then I went to TNB Turbo because I needed to get things done in less time.
Mhm.
You know
Wait
how it
one
is?
sec.
Busy
I got to
moms.
point something out here. Yes.
Okay.
Busy
Yes.
mom. The fact that you smiled and laughed every time you read, I am so happy that I'm a bodybuilder, that solidified it in your brain. Like
It's
the happiness, you really were
right,
happy.
right,
Happy things make you
right.
laugh and smile.
Well, and the hilarious thing was it wasn't true yet. You see, that's the magic of the mindset training, is you're writing down something that isn't true yet. It's a
Yet.
faith component. Faith is
Hmm.
the assurance of things not yet seen.
Hmm.
Okay? It's things hoped for. And so
Yes.
there's a faith building that's working in your inner being with this mindset training that he offers. By
Hmm.
this such and date, I'm so happy that I'm a bodybuilder. And after you
I love it.
recover from laughing for about the first 3 weeks, come week 4, you start to really believe it. It starts to take root. And this is the power of the mind. And it really is effective. It's essential. It's the key, really, for, I think, long-term success with this program
Mm,
and lifestyle sustainability. So
100%. Do you still
I
tell yourself you're a bodybuilder every day?
no.
You look like one. Goodness.
I'm just enjoying lots of different aspects of this lifestyle, Amy. I think I one of the things that came out of it was, there's a cardio element that has to
Hmm.
be done. Most people don't enjoy cardio, and I found cycling on my bike,
Yes. Oh,
and
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's a great story. We actually had a couple of old sailboats at one time, and I told my husband, look, we have to cut the fleet because we're spending more time working on these sailboats than we're spending sailing them. So we sold the boats, and he went looking for something that we could do together, and he stumbled on cycling, and he had seen me go to the spin studio by myself. I like to go by myself when there's
Yeah.
no one else around.
Yeah.
And he thought, well, let's check into this cycling thing. So he took me shopping, and we looked at a bike, and it was a beautiful Trek Madone. It was used. And he said, yeah, hop on there. I said, well, what's the matter with these pedals? You have to clip your feet into these pedals? He
Yes.
says, yeah, you have to clip your feet. I said,
Yeah.
no, no. This is not happening. So we did a crime against the bike, and he bought me some toe cage pedals that you slip your
Hmm.
tennis shoe in. So this is
Yes.
how I started. It was very offensive to the Trek Madone people, I'm sure, but
They'll
this is how I
survive.
started. And we went through a lot of months of me dragging my heels because it was painful, Amy. It was hard. My derriere was not happy. My hands were not happy.
But
My
this was
neck was not happy. So
was this after you were already ripped?
no,
Okay.
this was concurrent with that 15-month journey. It was concurrent growth in the cardio component. And
Okay.
I say it because there are lots of people on the inner circle, especially new folks, who come in and say, I am in so much pain. This is not any fun.
Mm.
I hate this part. And I get that. I get it.
Hmm.
And so I say that for that reason. It's never
Yeah.
always it hasn't always been just super easy for me. I've had
Right.
learning curves that I had to climb. And so eventually we got all the bike stuff figured out. And what I love about cycling is it's easier on my joints than running. With my
Hmm.
back trouble, I wasn't interested in pounding my spine on the pavement all the
Yeah.
time.
You
And
didn't want to
right
do high
now,
fit and like jump for an hour?
yeah, no, no, tried that.
Because
I
that's
bought a
so fun.
trampoline one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that worked for a little while. So cycling has also been a part of my journey in
Hmm.
terms of not only hitting the cardio component of Tom's program, but then what has really one of my secrets has been um, I sign up for an event. So it's a functional fitness component. You take
Hmm.
what your body is learning in the gym and you put it to use outside the gym. And so
Hmm.
I sign up for cycling events. And this keeps me engaged. It gives me something to train for, something to focus on, and something to continue to improve.
Hmm.
And when I figured out that there are mountains around that you could also ride your bike on, I began to look at elevation PRs
Hmm.
and elevation gain. And in fact, I just last weekend um, happily got a new PR for elevation on my bike. Um,
Yay!
it had previously been
Wait,
4,000,
wait.
4,400
I need,
feet. Yeah. Is it
I'm clapping for you.
okay?
You
Yeah.
did it.
Yay. Thank you. But kudos to Tom's program and to my husband for getting me on the bike. So yeah,
Oh,
and
tell your your PR for the
it's
elevation again is new.
it's almost 4,700 feet of climbing in
That's
63 miles on the bike. So we rode
amazing.
63 miles and climbed 4,700 feet.
That's
And
amazing.
for me, that's really good. There are lots of folks who
Yeah,
do better than that, but that was pretty great.
that's
And
still a
I
lot.
think
That's pretty big.
what it testifies to is that this lifestyle is still ongoing for me.
Hmm.
And I didn't stop with just the most ripped awards. I kept going. And there's still improvement to be made. And last summer, I placed third in the muscle and physique division, which was really fun.
So
It was really,
great.
really fun. So, the thing about this program is there's so many different building blocks that you can work on and
Hmm.
you have to kind of figure out which ones you've got under your belt and then keep adding. And eventually they become habits. And you know how this works in our lives. You have a thought comes in your head. If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it often enough, you're probably going to take an action on it. You're going to act on it. So thought, action, and then if you do the action often enough, it becomes a habit. And if you really play on that habit often enough, it forms your character. So thought, habit, action, character. And what I found with this is as you begin to really understand the thought process and the mindset of this lifestyle, it forms your actions, it forms your habits, and it forms your lifestyle. And this has been the real benefit of Burn the Fat. In my faith walk, I've had a lot of growth and understanding just in the last 10 or 12 years of transformation on the inside. But it was Tom's program, believe it or not, that really taught me the mechanics of the mindset training.
Hmm.
So together with my faith and my spiritual side of my life, this has just been a tremendous journey. And the inner circle is a place like no other. There are people there who are doing the same thing. Everybody's after the same goal. We're trying to improve.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to expand our fitness, and it's a positive place. We're encouraging one another. Um, you're with like-minded people, and it's a gift. It's a gift to have this kind of a community to work in and to grow in. So it's really phenomenal, really a great place.
Well, I love that you brought up some really important elements there. Just one about faith. Roxy and I talked about that in the other interview too. Just how, I feel like the program embodies the principles of
Mm-hmm.
faith in general
It
because
does,
it is a mindset and it's an action.
right?
And it also and just also the importance of being surrounded by people. And it's interesting, you
Mm-hmm.
look at different religions. In my faith, there's a lot of emphasis on surrounding yourself with people who lift you up,
Right.
doing lots of activities together with people of your same faith. Okay, so it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense that that would translate to multiple areas of life, and of
Yes.
course fitness.
Yes.
I always tell my kids, I'm like, be careful with what you watch because that's what's gonna
Yes.
teach you ideals and things. And if you're always getting told this falsehood or that falsehood, as I've let my
Right.
kids watch TV all day today, I'm like, I hope you're
Some
watching something
days are like that.
good, but but anyway, I feel like, we talk a lot about these are the things you want to be careful about what goes into your
Right.
mind because
Exactly.
that's what's going to come out in your body.
Exactly.
And if you're not putting those good things into your mind, surrounding yourself with people who help put those good things into your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you are what you eat, whether it's in your mouth or in your mind. And
Right.
those come out,
Yes.
there's no
Exactly.
escaping that.
And the thing of it is, Amy, as we all know, once we've gotten to a certain age and we become parents, there's so many distractions in the
Yes.
world that will pull us off course, that are happy to derail us.
Mm.
People, ideals, philosophies, so many things out there in the world that are negative. And they might
Mm-hmm.
not even seem negative at first, but in the end, they are not very healthy for us. So I think that, when we've got a plumb line that we can go back to and we can understand there is, in my case, there's just an incredible relationship that I have with the living God. And He has, without question, transformed my life. He's healed
Mm-hmm.
me. He's helped me. He brought Burn the Fat into my life. I know this. There's just so much good in that, and it makes a huge difference in who we are. I think people are really looking nowadays for lots of different answers. They're looking
Mm-hmm.
in different places for answers, and I've found a place where I've found all my answers, and it's a pleasure and it's a joy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
been wonderful.
I love it.
I'm trying to remember what the next question was that there's
Well,
been
I wanted to
talked
just
about.
kind of wrap this up too about because we may have some people who are not familiar with what we're talking about when we say the burn the fat lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
or what it is. And so just to kind of reiterate that for our listeners, that the burn the fat lifestyle it's really taking the 5 elements and putting them into action.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Mm-hmm.
mental training, getting
Mm-hmm.
your focus correct
Right.
and positive, your nutrition, eating,
Yes.
to sum up, mostly whole foods, whole unprocessed foods that
Yes.
you like
Yes.
in the right
Absolutely.
amounts.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
strength training to build muscle
Right.
in the right amounts for, your body, your limitations, those things,
Right.
and cardio
Exactly.
in the right amounts. There's
Right.
as well as social support. So it's all
Absolutely.
about addressing these elements that affect our bodies and our minds so much
Mm-hmm.
in the right amount,
Exactly.
because excess in any direction does not usually bode well for success.
Exactly. It will
So I
not
think,
last long if it's going to be on an extreme one way or the other. And, when we talk about making this lifestyle sustainable, you hit it exactly on the head with the nutrition. You've got to have food that tastes good. Don't bother me with
yes.
things that taste like cardboard. It's not gonna
Right?
last long.
You know what I
So
did find that was good though? I'm a
yes,
bargain shopper, and
yes,
I love to find a good deal. And they had at Smith's these chocolate bars. Okay, because I go through those Built bars. If you've ever had those,
I
they are these
have.
really yummy. Like,
Yes,
I like them. I'm like,
yes,
I cannot keep eating these
yes.
because you think they're good for you because they're protein, but they're just like sugar and protein and they taste good. But
Yes,
anyway,
I know.
I found these yummy other chocolate bars. They're called Nicholas. I don't know. They're just like a chocolate protein bar, but they have fiber in them actually, but they don't taste
Okay.
like cardboard like a lot of them do. So I was like, oh, those are
Okay.
good. They were
Yeah.
a good replacement for the Builts because I was spending a lot of money on Built bars. I'm like, and
Well,
eating too many and too much of a good thing, right? Too much of anything,
is
not
not good.
sustainable.
But here's how I look at it because when I spend money on my high protein superfood uh, powders, protein powders, or the protein bars, yes, it's pricey. So is
Hmm.
going to the doctor. And
Mm,
I would rather spend my money on a healthy lifestyle that keeps me out of the hospital than spending my money paying for sick care. So that's how I look at it. That's how I justify it, and I just move on.
I love it.
And it's
Well,
money well spent.
I look at it as you're going to spend money on food anyway. You're
Yes,
going to spend time at the gym anyway.
yes,
Why not spend it on stuff that is good
yes.
for you? That will do you
And
some good.
and what's really important with muscle training is you got to look at your protein first.
Hmm.
Protein's essential, and what we try to say is aim for 1 gram of protein per target pound of your target body weight. So if you're aiming for 150 pounds, you should be eating 150 grams of protein every day. So that's what we start with. Protein will satisfy you better than a lot of the carbs will. And if
Hmm.
you can lean on the healthy fats, then you've got a good thing going. And to make it sustainable, I love to cook, I love to eat, but I don't cook that much anymore
Hmm.
because I've grown to understand the things that work for me. I can eat intuitively a lot of the time when I'm not in a challenge, and I don't go too far off the plan. I've
Hmm.
gotten used to what works. I only eat things that taste good, and therefore it's
Amen.
sustainable. It's sustainable. I love Sam's Club rotisserie chicken. Take the skin
Hmm.
off, throw the bones away. It sits in the fridge. It lasts
Yes.
for a week or 10 days, believe it or not. Open up some Amy's organic soup.
That's
17
right.
different flavors. Easy peasy, organic. It's healthy. And then I use the time I used to spend cooking in the gym.
Mm.
So that's what I've done with that to make my nutrition sustainable is make sure it tastes good. I use the Burn the Fat daily meal planner. I love it. I used to use my Fitness Pal, and then they wanted to charge me to give me my macros. And I thought, no. So I use Tom's daily meal planner. It's free with the membership. It's awesome. He has tons of great recipes, which I really, really like. And
Hmm.
that's how the nutrition piece is sustainable, and that is essential. You cannot out exercise a bad diet, which is what I was doing with my trainer. I was with the trainer
Mm.
5 hours a week, 4 hours a week, and eating terribly, so I
Hmm.
wasn't burning the fat.
Yeah, it's fun when you see
So
results, when you see it
yes,
start to move forward. You're
right,
like, yes, that needle's dropping on the scale.
that's right.
I wanted to ask you, because in the audio interview that you did with Tom a while back,
Yeah.
you said you eat about the same 15 to 20 foods.
Yes, I
What is
do.
your list? Do you stick to that? I want to know
I
what are those
do.
15 to 20 foods?
Okay. Um, for
Are they
breakfast, I usually
meals?
have a superfoods high protein fruit smoothie. So
Okay.
those are some protein powders that come in lots of different flavors. I love them. They're dairy free, soy free, gluten free, non GMO. I mean, what's not to like?
All the good things.
They're plant
Wait,
based. They're organic. So I use that. Yeah,
question.
yeah.
When you say, I just want to clarify, when we're talking about 15 to 20 foods, are
Hmm.
these meals like I this superfood smoothie that counts as a food because there's lots of foods in that? You know what I mean? There's
Um,
lots of different vegetables within that powder. Or are you talking
I
about
would
15 to
say,
20 things that you like to eat that you just kind of rotate through?
let me think about that as I tell you the rest of things of what I eat. So then we can
Okay.
figure it out. But the rotisserie chicken is huge for me. Somebody else cooked it. It tastes great and it's very economical.
Done.
Love it.
Yes.
Hello.
You can't beat a
It's a
$5
no
chicken. Talk
brainer.
about
I know.
bargain hunting.
I
But then you
know.
have to suffer through shopping at Costco. So that's the other downer.
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club. Sam's Club is better. We only
So
have
that's
Costco
for us.
here.
It's okay. Almond milk. I use an unsweetened
Mhm.
almond milk, vanilla flavored. That's also a staple for me. I have a few other protein choices. I'll use a pork loin or turkey. Tom's TNT burgers, tasty, nutritious turkey burgers is one of my favorites. So ground turkey is great. Um, to believe it or not, I don't do a ton of vegetables, but I will eat a lot of broccoli. I'll eat a lot of green beans.
Mhm.
Um, and I guess if I were to say soups is one of those 15 foods, it's soups with variety because Amy's organic soups have many different flavors in the low fat variety. So,
Mm.
Southwestern bean, you've got tomato, you've got lentil vegetable. That to me is one type of food, and I just change the flavor. So, if that
Okay.
helps you with the list of 15 to 20, soup would be one type of a
Okay.
food that I use, but it comes in many different flavors. So
That
that's
makes
where the
sense.
variety comes. But it's easy. And I'm interested in easy. I'm interested in,
You have a life or something? Is
oh
that why
my.
you want it to be easy?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really
gosh,
helpful. Really helpful. Did I mention we're in this season of life with 4 elderly family members? Did I mention
something like
that?
that. Yes, I
Yeah,
think you did.
ages 84 to 91. And my dad
Ooh.
just had a second stroke last Monday. Tomorrow morning, he's got very serious
Oh.
surgery scheduled. And we're in the third year of walking alongside him right now with
Hmm.
many health challenges. And this is a man who played racquetball. He's going to be 89. He played racquetball until 2 years ago. Twice a week at the
Wow.
gym, would go work out twice a week at the gym. So he's had a
That's
hard road.
great.
Anyway, yeah,
Mhm.
there's a lot going on, and you
Yeah.
never know. You never know with the emergencies of our precious elderly what's gonna hit. So I have to be ready to
Hmm.
pivot. I have a
Hmm.
plan every week what I'm going to do, but I have to be ready to adjust and modify.
Do you cook for them too? Do you cook for
No,
everyone?
no,
Okay. Do you
no.
cook something separate for them, or is everyone in charge of their own food?
The There's no one else that I have to cook for. I cook,
Okay.
I eat very differently than everyone else around me.
Hmm.
So we've been empty nesters for a while, and none of them live with us. None of the elderly families live with us, so that
Okay.
makes it easy for the cooking. My
Yes.
husband eats very differently too, so it's pretty easy.
Hmm.
I'm, yeah, I'm fortunate because I don't have to cook for children anymore. Just the
I know that's true.
grandchildren.
Okay, so is your husband as fit as you?
I would say the man is an extremely strong cyclist. He can
Mm.
go out and ride 100 miles if he feels like it that day without any
Wow,
training. However,
that's not fair.
he has some extra fat on him right now. So, sorry, honey.
She
He
loves you.
watches
It's okay.
and he will do
We're all
things.
in our
Yeah,
own
yeah,
phase.
yeah. But he's and honestly, sadly, I think most men have an easier time dropping weight. Sorry, guys.
Right? That's not
I've
fair.
just observed this. It's just general observation. I'm sure there are exceptions, but generally speaking, it is harder for women to burn the fat. So
Hmm.
I have to really stay on my game and live this lifestyle, and he can be very relaxed and not have
I know.
issues.
I always get frustrated when I see my husband eating, a 500 or 600 calorie lunch. I'm like,
I know.
that's fine. I'll just stick to my 250 over here. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I'll tell you something else, Amy, that's very exciting. And this I figured out the other day. I went back to check my 2019 calories. Somebody asked me,
Huh?
so,
Yeah.
how much are you eating? And right now, I aim for about 1,900 calories a day on average.
Hmm.
And when I was at my fittest, 14% body fat, same weight as I was when I got married, 144 pounds roughly. So I was thin at 5'9". I was eating 2,300 calories a day,
Wow.
living this lifestyle. And so what I found was over time, the more I worked my body, lifted weights, did the cardio, ate well, and also I was doing some long rides, maybe once a month, my body was burning more.
Hmm.
And that is a magnificent,
Right?
mysterious reward for this lifestyle. Because when I first started, I was aiming for 1,775 calories a day. And that's what
Yeah.
I needed to do. I needed a certain calorie deficit to really get the fat burned. Once I
Hmm.
got fit and in shape, I realized I could eat more. And
Hmm.
that's what I was doing. So I have to keep the exercise going when I'm eating that
Right.
much.
Right.
So that's something that was a marvelous discovery with this lifestyle. Is the
Hmm.
more you stay with it, the more you work your body properly and fuel it properly, you can actually get by with eating more.
See, that's what I need to do.
Entirely possible. Be
I'm stuck.
encouraged. Be
I've been
encouraged.
stuck for a long time. I've been trying to get the muscle to come. And anyway, I have so many like frustrations over here.
No, you can do this. You
I've been, I
absolutely
need
can
to
do
do all
this.
my questions on the inner circle because the thing is, last time when we first did burn the fat and I got all the way down to like 98 pounds, I had I had no muscle. And so like I was just skinny but not
Thin,
defined.
thin.
And so I
Okay.
tried to gain muscle, but then I was just eating too much and I don't know that I really gained any muscle. I feel like I have gained some muscle. My legs, it all goes to my legs. I don't really get a lot up top. My
Well,
dad has these incredible calves and he gave them to me. And so I'm like, yes, I have calves. If I have nothing else, I have calves.
how
But
often are
I
you
want those
working out?
shoulders.
How often were you lifting? How many times a week were you
I
lifting?
lift normally around 5 days a week.
Oh, that's a lot. That is a
So
lot.
I go pretty hard. And I
Yeah.
usually do at least a half hour cardio on top of that, sometimes more. Just
Wow.
depends on kids.
Right.
So,
Understand. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
today I wanted to make sure I didn't pass out during our interview. So I just did a half hour cardio. Not even
Okay.
like 25 minutes. I was like, well,
Thank you. What are you
okay.
doing? Are you on the treadmill? Are you on the bike? What are you doing?
I like the
Walking?
bike or stair climber. But
Okay.
my husband and I also go mountain biking too. So we'll do that
Oh,
like on the
yeah.
weekends a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
time.
great. That's
Because
great
the drivers where we live are
Oh, yeah.
so scary.
Hmm.
He's like,
Hmm.
I used to have a road bike and he won't do road biking anymore. So I'm like, fine, I'll learn to mountain bike. And
Yes.
so we do
And it's
that, but
really fun. But it's
it is fun.
way more technical in
Yeah.
the mountain
He's
mountain
like, you got to
bike.
learn to do the drops. I'm like,
Yikes.
I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really happy just riding along, going up, and then coming down a little. Like,
All right, so
that's
here's a
great.
tip. We are
Yeah.
moving away from road cycling to gravel cycling
Mm-hmm.
because there are tons of gravel roads across the
Yes.
country, and
Uh-huh.
it's way prettier and way less
Yes.
traffic, much
And
safer.
quieter.
It's more quiet, and you can get by with, just some general gravel, not a lot of tree stumps and rocks and the technical parts of the mountain bike
We don't
riding.
have
So,
trees here, so
oh,
that's not an issue.
okay. All right. See if you can lean a little toward the gravel and see if he'll go for that.
Right? Oh no, he wants he's like, the
The
hills aren't
mountain
steep
stuff.
enough down here. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
wow. He's a
So
good
it's good.
rider. He's
He is a good
strong,
rider.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's fun. He's so happy when he's riding. I love
I
it.
love it. I
So,
love it.
but yeah, I'm just trying to catch up. I'm like, okay, I can do it. I can,
That's exactly
and that
that.
gets me huffing and puffing. But
That was me too, trying to keep up with him. Right.
yeah, I know.
Understand
And it
completely.
really is not fair. Wait, we never finished your 15 or 20 foods. We
Oh
got to the
gosh.
soup. We got
Yeah,
to the
well,
soup. We have
rotisserie chicken,
soup, broccoli,
almond milk,
beans.
the broccoli. Gosh, I have a list somewhere in one of my challenges. Um, the protein powders are key. Protein
Mm,
bars are key because it's
hmm
convenient, it's easy. I know what I'm eating and I'm in a rush and I just have to grab something on the go.
hmm
Um, I would sometimes do the protein pancakes that Tom has a recipe for. So that's an option. I'd have to actually go back and look and think. I
Do
don't.
you do much with eggs or Greek yogurt, like dairy? I know you do almond milk, so do you not like regular dairy
I
or?
have just found the Chobani's zero sugar yogurt
Mm,
because I used to do the Oikos triple zero, no fat, no sugar, blah blah blah, and it would kind of blow up my tummy
mm.
unnecessarily. And this Chobani zero sugar doesn't do that. So it's not that I
Oh,
avoid
nice.
dairy on purpose, but it just typically would kind of make me bloat a little bit, and that's not any fun.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the
especially when
eggs,
you're trying to, look like you work out. Who wants to
yeah,
be
that would
bloated?
be helpful. So I did not look like, when the grandson says, Mimi, you got a baby in your tummy? I said, no, honey.
You're
No,
like,
no, 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 no.
stop asking me if I'm
Yeah.
pregnant. I work so
Yes.
hard.
He's seen me. He's seen his mommy pregnant with his two little sisters. So I'm like,
Oh.
and no, I just had dairy. So
Aw.
the egg whites, I will do egg whites. So
Mm-hmm.
egg yolks actually do have a fair amount of fat. So if you're trying to stay
Mm-hmm.
with 20% body macro fat, which is what I was trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
I will just go with egg whites. So that's an option too. Um, but I eat a lot. Oh, I've got some really great skinny girl salad dressings I've just discovered, and they come in different flavors. So
Mm-hmm.
those are really good.
What's your
That's part
favorite
of
of
my
those?
Italian. Isn't
I
that
just tried the
something?
Italian. It's
Yeah, I
good.
like the Italian, but the Asian sesame ginger is great. The honey
Mm.
Dijon is great. The
The honey
balsamic is
Dijon makes
great.
a really good marinade for chicken. I
Yes, it
just pour it on
does.
my frozen
Yes,
chicken and let it sit. And
yes.
we had that yesterday for dinner. It was great.
It's wonderful. Sam's also has a great pulled chicken that they
hmm
sell, heat and eat, super low
Like
in
the
fat.
rotisserie chicken that they've already pulled off and
No,
bagged.
it
Is
comes
it
in a
that?
box. It's already smoked and
Oh.
cooked and everything, and I love it.
Mm.
So very low fat. I do a lot of that.
I just thought you just got me thinking about something else. I had this really good lemongrass chicken. It was Costco. I don't, they probably have it at Sam's.
Yeah.
But Kevin's lemongrass chicken, it's like their, I
Okay.
don't know, it's like a vegan line or something. I'm gluten free for
Okay.
celiacs. So I have to,
Right.
always look for things. And we went to Hawaii for our anniversary and we're trying to find
Oh,
things that I could eat because the Hawaiians aren't real concerned about like
no,
eating healthy.
no, no,
And so,
no.
so anyway,
The luau and the pig
we went,
roast are,
yeah, I was like,
yeah.
that was great. The best thing we had there were the tiki tacos. They
Oh,
were amazing.
yes.
They were amazing.
Yes.
And they were all gluten free. But anyway, Kevin's brand
Okay.
at
I
Costco, maybe
will
they have
look
them at
for
Sam's Club.
that.
They have lemongrass chicken.
I'll
It
look
was
for that.
it was so good. And they have some other things too, but I can't remember what they were. That's the only one I had.
Yeah.
And it was really great. And it
Well,
was kind of expensive, but for now and then,
it
homemade.
saves time and
Mhm.
usually what I found is a lot of that food doesn't have preservatives in it. And
Mm,
it's actually pretty good for prepared food.
yeah.
So yes, those are the things that I like to eat. Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
That's
20 years.
wonderful. Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll be
We
doing
have a device.
39 next year, I think 39 years.
Wow,
So, yeah.
congrats. That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
We're very happy.
Good for you. I know. In a world where people choose lots of other things, being married for a long time is an accomplishment.
Yes, it is. It really is. And we look at each other and say, wow, it's getting better too every year. And we went through some very hard years. So we're just grateful, really
Yeah,
grateful. Yeah. I'm looking at
absolutely.
some of my notes to see what else I wanted to tell
Yes,
you
I'm seeing
about.
what else I've got. Oh, here's a good
Oh,
one.
yes. Okay.
Have you always been naturally motivated or focused? Are you a go-getter? You like from the time you were 3, you knew what you wanted to be when
No,
you grew up?
nope, nope. But when you're raised by a West Point colonel who is
Ah,
self discipline personified, and says, you will go to school. I don't care if you feel bad. You learn a few things about continuing to go on and working through obstacles and barricades. But
mhm.
no, I'm not a type A personality. I'm an introvert. I would much prefer to just sit on the sideline and be quiet. Um, but I have learned how to put myself out there and pursue things. I typically will, I mean, I did have a successful career. I worked for one of the big 8 accounting firms back when there were 8 of them, and now there are only 4. And
Okay.
that was over 40 years ago that I started my career. So, I've had some success. I would say people might look at my life and say, she is motivated. And I have worked hard, but I tend to have to work hard for what I am able to accomplish. My husband, just makes it look easy, but I have to work for everything that I achieve. And this is one of the reasons I'm so grateful for Tom's program, because the mindset training is essential for me.
Yeah,
And he says, don't count the first calorie, don't lift the first weight until you write down your goals. And so that's what I do. And I look at every challenge that comes along. I will write my goals out and I read them twice a day, at least twice a day. They're all over the house. They're on my desk, they're in my car, they're in the bathroom, they're in the kitchen, near the food
wow.
scale, so that I can see them. They're on my nightstand, so I see them at the end of the day. They're in my quiet time chair when I'm getting with the Lord in the morning. um, the mindset is really essential for me. So,
I love that. Oh, a lot of people, I don't know, they wouldn't be grateful for having that kind of upbringing. They'd say, "Oh, my parents were too hard on me," or I shouldn't have to work hard." But looking at your pictures, there is no way anybody can look like that without an extreme amount of work. And I think that's important to remember. It was funny, I was looking at the instructions for the latest challenge, the one that we're in right
mm-hmm.
now,
Right.
and it said, these results are not typical. These people have worked very, very, very hard. And it's true. Unless you work very, very hard, you cannot expect to see those kinds of results. I think it's the same with anything in life. Even as I have been a voice teacher for 21 years, right? I've watched people come in who are gifted, people who
Mm-hmm.
just, wow, they have a neat instrument and it's just beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people who just kind of have an okay instrument to begin with,
Right.
but boy, they work, and they will often surpass. Not always. There are some people, but sometimes, like somebody who's really gifted, maybe
Naturally
can
gifted.
work. They work, but maybe not as hard
Mm-hmm.
as somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's maybe not as gifted but had to work
Mm-hmm.
really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was younger, I thought I was more like the talented kind. But as I'm older, I realize, oh no, I had to work. you know, I'm like, actually, I sang flat for a lot of years, and I had to
Oh,
work that to figure it out. I've had to
wow.
work at being a teacher. I've had to work
Yes.
at understanding the
Yes.
voice and how it works and how to manipulate
Yes.
it and how to get it to work for other people. So I think,
What a gift.
and even it does not matter. I think of the difference between gifted versus talented versus skilled. And I think
Mm-hmm.
gifted is when you are given a wonderful instrument. There are people who are
Right.
born with deformities and handicaps and
Yes.
very real struggles that are not to be discounted. But
Great.
even some of them definitely may get fitter. I've heard of people,
Yes.
those people getting fitter than people who are maybe born with a wonderful physique and do
Right.
nothing with it but
Right.
sit and watch TV. So,
Yes.
so that work component, you know, you
It's
were lucky to have
important.
a dad that instilled that in you
I
and didn't
am.
let
I
you get
am
away
grateful.
with.
I am grateful,
That's,
and I saw him go off to war twice, and my brothers
wow.
in war, in around the globe. So we've definitely seen our share of hardship and
Hmm.
challenges that are really real,
Yeah.
and the risk of losing life and that type of thing.
Yeah.
But no question, when you've been raised by someone who has high standards and won't let you stay home in bed if you don't feel good, there's benefit. And there were many, many days I was very grateful because life is hard. Life is very hard. And when you have an example to follow of you just try to keep going and digging deep, it's very helpful. But I'll tell you something that I learned. Um, what I learned from my daddy was, yes, if you work really hard, you will most likely reap some rewards. But Amy, there came a point in my life where I was working so hard and I wasn't really getting anywhere.
Hmm.
And there comes a place where we come to the end of ourselves. And even with the effort that we put in, it's just not enough in the human sense. And so then what happens, and what I've learned through the program too, is we start to address some of the inner things that hold us back, some of our thoughts that are not proper. They're, um, they tell us, oh, you'll never succeed, or you can't do that, all of the negative stuff. And we really have to face those things and begin to understand that there is actually um, help and hope for that type of transformation on the inside. And um, um, and when you are, as we said earlier, when you're surrounded by people who are also sharing that same journey, it's so helpful. The fellowship that comes, and we learn from one another, and we face our own fears, and we start to grow in ways that we didn't realize we needed to grow. So that's another part of the inner circle and this method that I've found. It's been very helpful for me.
Thank you. I don't know what to say to
Absolutely.
that. That was beautiful.
We've all
Just
got our
stand back there.
challenges, right? Everybody
Just
has our places
yes.
that need a little bit of healing or a little bit of modification and change and transformation. And my tagline is "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind."
Mm,
And it starts with, it's certainly in Tom's realm. It starts with that mindset training, and it's actually a scripture, and it's in Romans. And when we understand the power of what we think and what's important to put in that brain, we can see transformation that we never would have thought possible.
I love it.
And there's great help for that, really great power for that.
Just the
Love it.
power of potential. I think, you know, I believe God planned out everything before he took action in building it. And that's a good example for us to follow.
He has, yeah, he has a plan, and there's
Yeah.
purpose and there's plan for each one of us. And sitting close and tucked close to his heart to try to listen to that voice, it's essential. And it's
Hmm.
going to be a beautiful thing when we really start to learn how to do that and follow it. He's got the best plan. He really does.
It's always better than
So
your own,
it's
right?
wonderful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even through a couple of hard roads, couple of hard roads.
But that's what
So
makes it worth it. That's what makes,
absolutely.
if it were easy, it wouldn't be, we wouldn't value it,
There
right?
wouldn't be the reward, right? So
Well, and speaking
that's
of
right.
reward,
Yes.
your after pictures are
Yes.
stunning. But a lot of people don't want to enter the challenge because they don't want to post the before picture because they
Hmm.
really don't believe that they'll ever get to that after picture. What
Well,
would
and
you say to them?
very humbling, and I would go so far as to say for my before photos, it was humiliating. Um, and when I realized I had to take the pictures, I thought, well, I don't even know where my bikini is, and I sure as heck don't think I'm going to fit in it. So, we took the pictures, and I was mortified. But the thing about those pictures is I have them now as proof of the growth and the transformation. So if you don't take the pictures, you won't be able to show yourself the real change or the world the real change. You've got to take the pictures. Um, it's one of the best things about this program. Yes, it's not fun. Get over it. Move past it. Come join us.
Right.
We've all been there. We've all done it. And I'll tell you another thing. Tom has some great little articles, Photography 101, 102, and 103 on how to take good pictures. So if you'd like to make yourself look as good as possible, come in, join the inner circle, read those articles, and do one thing for us. Smile. Because even though in the beginning we look so bad, our bodies are like, really? You're going to do this? When you put a smile on that face, it makes all the difference. Plus, it also reveals the hope that is there inside that person.
Mm.
And so I always recommend just put a smile on your face when you take those before photos. It's way more fun and it's more encouraging when you go back and look at them. It's the best thing I ever did is to take those pictures.
Well, Shirley, you have inspired me, and I think you have inspired all of our listeners out there. And I hope we'll see a lot of people follow your example. You are an incredible person. So I'm just so grateful I got to have this time to chat with you
Thank
and
you.
and get to know you and your story and really and truly help people change for the better for
Yes,
anybody who wants to. It's you can't change for somebody no matter how bad their health is, no matter
right.
how unhappy they are. You can't change for them, but you can sure inspire them, and I think that's
Yes,
what you've done. And hopefully we'll have a lot of people follow your example, and we'll see healthier people. It's not about getting ripped and being
right.
the best bikini body. I mean, that's fun, that's
It
cool,
is fun. It's very
but
fun.
getting
That,
those
yeah,
health numbers, getting those blood results back in a better place and living life and
exactly.
feeling good about yourself.
Yes.
That's the win.
Well, and giving back because when you get your health back and you don't feel sick anymore, you're
Hmm.
going to feel better yourself, obviously, but you're also going to have way better things to give to those around you. Your
Yes.
gifts are going to get magnified. Your gifts are going to go farther and spread deeper and wider. And everyone has very special gifts. And I love that about the inner circle is looking at all the uniqueness. There's a place for everybody there. Come and
Hmm.
bring your own preferences for food and workout, for cardio and that type of thing. There's a place for you. And you can get the job done and still be that individual and that unique person that you were created to be. So, yes, come on, join us,
I love
everybody.
that.
There's so much out there for you. Come join us. It's
Perfect.
great fun.
Well, thank you, Shirley. Yes, please come join us. The website is burnthefatinnercircle.com. A membership's pretty cheap. Even if you don't want
Yes,
to do a membership, you can join the
yes.
Facebook group for free. You can join the challenge for free. The
Mm-hmm.
ebook is like $10. I
Mm-hmm.
said that that's the best $10 I've ever invested in our
Yes,
health.
ma'am.
And I mean,
Yes,
it's not
ma'am.
expensive. It's not something
Yes,
that you're going to pour thousands of dollars into just
right.
to get supplements. No, it's
Exactly.
about lifestyle. And
Yes.
that's where the
And it
change
works.
happens.
And it
It
works.
works.
It really, really works.
Amen.